I Am Muhammad Ali by Brad Meltzer, illustrated by Christopher Eliopoulos. I Am Muhammad Ali from the Ordinary People Change the World series by Brad Meltzer, illustrated by Christopher Eliopoulos. I am Muhammad Ali. From the day I was born, I've been loud and proud. In the hospital, my cries would wake up all the other babies. Wah! No, 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 no. My parents named me Cassius Clay Jr. It was a name that came from the family who enslaved my great-grandfather, John Henry Clay. You'll see why I changed it. As a baby, I could never sit still. In my stroller, I'd stand up to see everything, always looking for adventure. When I was a toddler, I accidentally knocked my mom's tooth loose. Amazing! Your first big punch. Gee gee gee. Those first syllables I used to say, gee gee, became my nickname, though my mom joked it meant golden gloves. My mom was always proud, showing me so much love. She really was the greatest. Sadly, my hometown of Louisville, Kentucky was segregated. That means black people had different schools and different restaurants from white people, all of them worse than the ones in white neighborhoods. One hot day, when I was little, I was so thirsty. My mom asked if I could get a cup of water. Please, he's really thirsty. We don't serve black people here. You should leave. I cried the whole way home. I didn't understand why someone could hate us just because of our skin color. It was the same at our local amusement park. Only white people could go on the rides. Since we were black, we weren't allowed in. My mother taught us that hating is wrong, no matter who does the hating. Why do they treat us so badly? At 12 years old, I got a new bike for Christmas and wanted to show it off. When it started to rain and we got hungry, we headed for the local black home show at a nearby gym. They have free popcorn. When we got out, I discovered my bike was stolen. It's gone! No, no, no! Someone told me there was a police officer downstairs who could help. I cried the entire way. I wanted to whoop the thief, but then I saw what was actually down there. It was a moment I'd never forget. The sound of skipping ropes, the gloves hitting the bag, twop, 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 twop. One boy was shadow boxing so fast his hands were a blur. And since both black and white boxers were welcome, the outside world seemed to fade away. Officer Martin was the one who asked me if I wanted to join the gym. I was skinny and had never worn a pair of boxing gloves. A few days later, I jumped into the ring with an older boy. Within a minute, I had a bloody nose. Maybe you should need some training first. Joe Elsby Martin. He was right. To get faster, I'd race the school bus to school. What's he doing? Winning. Officer Martin said I was an ordinary kid, that as a boxer I had to learn a lot. But what made me stand out was my determination. It was impossible to discourage me. Again, another round. You sure? I'm sure. Trainer Fred Stoner. One of my earliest fights was against a local bully named Corky Baker. We called him King of the Streets, since if you walked by him, you'd have to pay a toll. Corky was so tough, he once held a football player upside down to shake money out of his pockets. I knew I couldn't go far in boxing until I beat him. I hear you want to fight me. Not here. He would have destroyed me if I fought him without rules, so I convinced him to come to where I'd have the advantage. Inside the ring. I couldn't picture myself as a real champion until I stood up to Corky. You're dead meat, kid. We'll see. Was I scared? Of course I was. I hoped he wouldn't notice my knees shaking. I let him throw a lot of punches to tire him out. Before the second round was over, he ran out of the ring. This ain't fair! Long live the new king! After that, Corky stopped bullying people. He even shook my hand and told me I'd go a long way as a fighter. But the most important thing I did that day was face my fears. Today, people know me for my confidence, but I was shy. And I had something called dyslexia, which meant I had a hard time reading and interpreting words. That's it. Sound it out. I can't do it. Before every big fight, I'd be so nervous I'd throw up. How you feeling? Not so good. When I made it to the Olympics, I was even afraid to fly on a plane. I brought a parachute and wore it the whole way. How you feeling? Even worse. But my father told me, always confront the things you fear. So when that boxing bell rang, my fears disappeared. USA! 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 In 1960, at 18 years old, I won the gold medal at the Olympics. The USA is my country still, 'cause they waitin' to welcome me in Louisville. I thought winning the Olympic gold medal would change my life. I wore it everywhere, figuring now they'd let me eat downtown. I'd like a cheeseburger and milkshake. We don't serve black people. But I'm the Olympic champion. I'm sorry, but you have to leave. America was supposed to be the land of the free, but I wasn't free. Because of my skin color, I didn't have the same rights as others. If this medal doesn't mean equality for all, it doesn't mean anything. What I remember most about that year was taking off my gold medal. The problem wasn't just Louisville. I went to Miami to become a professional fighter. During my morning runs, police would stop me because I was black, calling my gym to verify I really was training there. Stop where you are! I need to see some ID. Soon after, I became a Muslim. That means my religion is Islam. We believe all humans are fighting for the same things: love, unity, and understanding. I greet you with the word salam, which means peace. I kept my new religion to myself. Back then, black athletes weren't supposed to talk about their beliefs. We were supposed to be entertaining and thankful. We were supposed to be quiet. That wasn't my style. I am the world's prettiest fighter. I am the world's strongest fighter. I am the world's fastest fighter. I am the greatest! When I'd introduce myself to people, I'd tell them, I'm going to be the heavyweight champion of the world. My big personality helped me get attention, and soon I was set to fight the heavyweight champ. He was one of the best fighters of all time, but he hadn't fought me. I don't just want to be the champion of the world. I'm going to be champion of the whole universe. After I whoop Sonny Liston, I'm going to whoop those little green men from Jupiter and Mars. People think boxing is a brutal sport. I turned it into a science. I studied how Liston fought. He hits hard. Then I can't let him hit me. I'll just use my speed to lean back at just the right time. No one thought I would win, but come on, you know what happened. I was the new heavyweight champion. I shook up the world. The next day, at a press conference, a reporter brought up my religion, asking if I really was a Muslim. I told him all I wanted was peace, but I knew he was questioning my beliefs. Right there, I declared my independence. I don't have to be what you want me to be. I am free to be what I want. Sometimes it's hard to stand up for what you believe, but that's always worth fighting for. Soon after, I took on a new name, Cassius Clay was the name of a white man, a slave owner, representing hundreds of years of injustice. So I changed my name to Muhammad Ali, which meant worthy of all praise. Sometimes people didn't like when I spoke my mind, but I was just telling the truth. I am America, only part you won't recognize. Get used to me, black, confident, cocky. My name, not yours. My religion, not yours. My goals, my own. I can make it without your approval. The fights only got harder from there. The United States government used to be able to make you join the military. They wanted me to fight a war in a country of Vietnam. As a Muslim, though, I didn't believe in war. If you don't join the army, you'll go to jail. You do what you need to do. I refuse to fight in your war. Protesters called me unpatriotic. They said I should love America or leave it. We'll ban you from boxing. You'll lose your title and millions of dollars. I still refuse. It got even worse when I started speaking about racism. Why are more black soldiers dying than white ones? How is it fair to send me thousands of miles away to attack Vietnamese people when black people here can't even eat in a restaurant? He's got a point. For a while, I was the most hated man in America. But in time, instead of protesting against me, people started protesting against the war and for me. Ali is right. This war in Vietnam is wrong. Send me to jail if you want. All I want is justice. The government eventually put me on trial for refusing to fight in the Vietnam War. The jury said I was guilty. I lost my championship title. They wouldn't let me fight for 3.5 years. But when the Supreme Court, the biggest court in the country, finally heard the case, they agreed with me. You win, Ali. Over time, more and more people realized the war was wrong, and I got the title no man or government could ever take away. I was the people's champion. Eventually, I got in the ring again. I didn't win every match, but when I lost, I always got back up. My greatest match took me to Zaire in Africa. I was facing the new world champion, George Foreman, but I was really facing my history, the continent where my ancestors were enslaved, and a country where black Africans were still struggling to be free. This time, though, I wasn't fighting alone. We love you, Ali. Beat him. I'm so mean, I make medicine look sick. The fight was seen by nearly 1 billion people, the most watched live TV event ever at the time. Foreman was younger, stronger, and had never lost a fight. I knew I wouldn't be able to outpunch him, but as long as I stayed on my feet, I could certainly outlast him. Who do you think won? Come on, Ali. You can do it, Ali. Go, Ali. Ali Bame. Ali, Ali, Ali. Go, Ali. Ali. Let's go, Ali. Come on, Ali. You've got this, Ali. Once again, heavyweight champion of the world. I am the greatest. When I told you I am America, it's because my story is an American story, and it's one that still continues. The battle against racism isn't finished. We all need to help. They'll tell you to be quiet. Don't be. Speak up. Use your voice. It's the only way we win the fight for justice. In my life, people tried to knock me down. They tried to count me out. But my biggest fights weren't in the ring. They were for principles, for things I believed in. Was I scared? I was plenty scared. I just didn't let it stop me. Anyone can pick a fight, but that doesn't make you strong. Real strength comes from being true to your beliefs and being willing to lose everything for what you think is right. When you do that, You'll truly be the greatest. He would float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Drew Bundini Brown, Gil Clancy, Angelo Dundee. He helped so many charity organizations, from the Make-A-Wish Foundation to the United Nations to one of his favorites, the National Parkinson Foundation. In his free time, he'd go to visit strangers in hospitals just because he knew how happy it'd make people. How did you know he was the inspiration? Did you know he was the inspiration for the movie Rocky? Lonnie Ali. They even made a comic book where he fought Superman. Winner of the Muhammad Ali Legacy Award. I would like to be remembered as a man who stood up for his beliefs no matter what, and I wouldn't even mind if folks forgot how pretty I was. When the world knocks you down, get back up. Keep fighting, even when you want to quit. In those moments, you'll find your strength. Want to be a champion? Here's the secret. It's not about who's stronger. It's about who has the energy, the determination, the sheer will to make their way to victory. I am Muhammad Ali, and I will always fight for what I believe in. I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit, suffer now, and live the rest of your life as a champion. Muhammad Ali. Timeline. 1942, born in Louisville, Kentucky. 1960, wins gold medal at Olympics in Rome. 1964, becomes Muslim and changes name to Muhammad Ali. February 25th, 1964, beats Sonny Liston to become world heavyweight champion. April 28th, 1967, refuses to serve in military, then arrested and stripped of title and boxing license. 1971, Supreme Court overturns Ali's conviction. October 30th, 1973, Rumble in the Jungle against George Foreman. 1984, diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. 1996, lights Olympic torch at Atlanta Olympic Games. 2005, awarded Presidential Medal of Freedom and opened the Muhammad Ali Center. June 3rd, 2016, dies in Phoenix, Arizona. 2019, Louisville Airport named after him. In the top left, we have Muhammad at age 12. Top middle, at the winner's podium 1960 Olympic Games. Top right, Muhammad and his wife Lonnie, 1999. Bottom left, in Egypt, 1964. And bottom right, dodging Joe Frazier's punch, 1971.